We knew your work, but just only this wild duck, which came to Holland, to the Holland Festival, and which was a huge success, and not only in Holland, but all over Europe. And I think I got in touch with you by mail, and you immediately replied, I remember, which you don't do anymore. And it's the first time actually that I saw a wild duck on stage that was crystal clear, with also with a visual concept, literally crystal clear with the glass, and people are inside of it. So it was a very visually very pure, as also Medea is in a certain way. You make sometimes also very different shows, like we did together Ibsen House, based on the plays of Ibsen, which was a very complicated multi-screen show almost, you know, things happening all at the same time. And I think that was a fabulous thing that with the ensemble, you have created very different worlds on stage.
The thing that I found when I watched opening night was there was this moment when I was sitting in the audience where I went, I recognize this. It was the first time I'd seen a piece of work. It felt to me a little bit like the first time I watched a Bergman movie, which was, there's something familiar here that I recognize that is coming from someone else, but it reminds me of something that I'm obsessed with. And that helps me learn faster, I suppose. It is like learning a language and expanding on that vocabulary and seeing the way that you deal with the challenges of dramaturgy, the challenges of staging things.
This is what I learned from opera. You know, there was a pace that the composer had decided already, this has to be slow, this has to be quick, this has to be forte, this has to be piano. And I was suddenly aware that, oh, but this is the same in a theater play. We are the composers together with the actors, you know, it's also a composition.
One of the big revelations I had after knowing your work really well was seeing The Fountainhead. I know it's an unusual show of yours to pick as the thing that I learnt a lot of lessons from. But you know, you watch scenes from Marriage, you just go, that's one of the best productions ever made, ever. It's just a piece of absolute genius. You watch Your Morning Becomes a Lecture and you just go, this is really, the energy of this is so wild and beautiful. Roman Tragedies has said the last word on political productions of Shakespeare ever, and involving an audience in the politics of a Shakespeare production. But The Fountainhead shouldn't work. It shouldn't work. And it did. So I watched that and I go, that's how you direct operas, that you take something and instead of going, nah, it's not really that sexy, let's turn it into something sexy, you go, no, we're gonna invest in the kind of politically questionable core of this thesis. But we're going to engage with that question instead of being afraid of it. And you manage to dig deep into this thing without turning it into something else.
And you being a writer, an author, director, you know, brings a lot, I think. And, you know, it's very personal also. That's what I feel. And we never talk about that, but I feel that it's very personal, that there's a secret there which I don't want to know. And that's what I want from an artist, actually. That's what I love from an artist, making work that's readable for a large audience, but very personal and urgent, and also on a personal level.